YouTube, it's Rainbow Rocks Beauty. We're just gonna jump right into it. I'm priming my eyes with MAC's Painterly Paint Pot, which is the more cool toned of their paint pots. And I'm using this dense synthetic brush from Real Techniques. And with this brush, you're gonna kind of really have to work the product since it is such a dense cream, but that's okay. It is a really, really good eyeshadow base because it makes the colors really bright and it does not crease because it is so dense. So I'm just applying that all over my eyes. And then I'm gonna go into the Urban Decay Electric palette, which my camera could not focus on, and I'm going to take Gonzo, which is a lighter blue, and it is definitely a little bit more warm toned. It has some yellow to it, but this is going to basically be our transition slash blending shade. I'm going to take a small fluffy-ish brush, and my camera could not focus for this whole first part. I'm really sorry, but we're going to create a really, really rounded shape, and the easiest way to do this is to take the brush on top of your two inner and outer corners first and just put a dot of product there, and then put it up in the center as high as you want the rounded shape to go. And then you can just connect the dots from there, and that's the easiest way if you don't already have a round crease to basically create a round crease if you have hooded lids. So then you can just connect the dots, and obviously there's going to be more color deposit where you first put those dots, but that's okay because you can keep adding more color where you connect and then blending it out with clean brushes and you'll be good to go. Each time I take a brush just to blend product, I make sure it's a clean brush. That's really, really important with blues because blues can just honestly get everywhere and look really bad because obviously there isn't really that much blue in your skin, and so when they blend up too high it just looks really poor, I guess. So when you're taking blending brushes to blend everything out, make sure it is a clean brush and just use circular motions and back and forth motions until the product is diffused. And then I'm going in with Chaos from the palette, which is very cool tone blue, very pigmented, just like almost like ultraviolet royal blue. It is very pigmented. I don't want to say bright, but it's kind of bright. I'm going to take another small brush and I'm going to basically do the same thing, except you don't need to do the dots this time because you already have your rounded shape mapped out. So I'm just going to be placing this blue a little bit underneath our blue before, all the way around, and blending it as I go. I'm using this brush from Makeup Academy, which is a drugstore brand, but it is this really small crease brush, which is my absolute favorite, especially when working with bright colors in a rounded shape. I know that's really specific, but it puts the product exactly where you want it to go, and it blends it out at the same time, and I absolutely love this brush. So I'm just going to keep working that in until both blues are blended together and it's seamless and you can't see any like color deposit, spots, or anything like that. And so just keep on blending. One trick, if you want to cut the crease a little bit and kind of make it look like your lid is actually a rounded lid, is to kind of open your eye while you're blending, and it'll make a line that is like harsh but blended. I don't know how to explain it, but it'll get right into like that orbital bone line and give you that fake round crease. And then I'm taking another clean fluffy brush again and blending everything out. Again, it's really important that it is clean and doesn't have any product on it so that you're not getting blue in places that it doesn't need to be. It'll be focused soon, don't worry. I got it to work later. I'm blowing out the product a little bit, but that is okay, as long as it's only a little bit. Don't take it up to the brow or anything, but I'm taking the brush that I used to put Painterly on my eyes with no additional product, and I'm just patting that all the way around, and it's going to take off anywhere where that blue got that it doesn't belong. Literally just tap and it'll do the job for you. And then I'm taking one last clean fluffy brush, a little bit bigger one, and I'm just dispersing the product just a little bit more because blues can be really hard to blend. Next, I'm taking Thrash from the palette, which is a bright yellow green with a little bit of sparkle to it, but it is very, very bright and neon. And I'm just going to take a little accent brush and start packing this onto my lid. When I do this, I take it all the way up to where we kind of made a fake crease a second ago by having our eyes open while we were blending the blue in. I'm taking it all the way up there so that it's like we have an actual lid that goes up that high. So we're basically like cheating it a little bit, making our eyes a different shape than they actually are. And once I bring it up there, I'm gonna blend a little bit more blue over it. And I wanted it to be more focused in the center, so I put a little bit more blue around it as well. But you can make it go all the way across. I just think that takes away from the roundness we're trying to create. And then after you blend it, you'll lose a little bit. So I'm packing on a little bit more, and this time we shouldn't really have to blend too much. I like to wipe off the brush in between and just move the product around, and that's kind of a way to, quote, blend it for us. And then I'm taking Revolt, which is a very, very pigmented silver with a lot of shimmer and glitter in it, but we're just going to take a tiny dot of it onto our finger and just brush a little bit of that glitter all over the eye, from the blue to the yellow. And what this is going to do is just pick up glitter and not really pick up as much of the shadow pigment, and so we can just put a little bit of sparkle over the whole eye, and so we can, like, you know, kind of reflect light off of our eye. Next, I'm going to line my upper and lower waterline using this L'Oreal, gosh, I'm not sure what it's called. It's a L'Oreal liner. I know the color is called Cobalt, and it's a really pigmented blue liner. And I'm just gonna, I like to hold my mirror down under my face and kind of look down at it, and that makes it a little bit easier because you can see your waterline that way. And it always also helps to have a magnified mirror too. And then I'm just gonna line my lower waterline as well. And next I'm going to apply mascara to prep for falsies. I wanted to skip liner with this look because I feel like when I wear winged liner, it kind of makes my eyes almond shaped again and takes away from the roundness we just created. You could do, you could obviously do that if you wanted to, or you could do liner without a wing. That'd be really pretty. I just really didn't want to take away from our blues and our yellows by adding black. And then I'm just going to apply these falsies by Allure as close to the lash line as possible, that pretty much they're on my lashes. And then I'm going to take one of these NYX makeup wipes, and I'm going to start wiping off the fallout from underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to go in with concealer. It's my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in Fair. I like to use a concealer that isn't lighter than my skin tone. Like, I like to use one that matches my skin tone. And I'm going to use that to blend it underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to blend it in with another Real Techniques brush that I love using for concealer. And once that's all blended in, I will set my under eyes using any translucent powder and the same brush. And next we can go in with our under eye products. And now back into our electric palette, I'm going to take the color Chaos first. And I'm going to take the brush that came with the palette, which is this sort of, I don't know, paddle brush, but it kind of has a flat top. And I'm just going to run this underneath my whole lash line from outer corner to inner corner, connecting it with the outer corner of our top eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take Gonzo on that same Makeup Academy brush and start blending it out. It's going to make it a little bit more warm toned when we add that warmer toned blue, which is okay because we're going to take Chaos again, but just blend all the way from inner to outer corner, and it's pretty much super duper easy. And I'm going to take Gonzo on that same, or Chaos on that same brush again, and blend it underneath just to bring some of the coolness back and bring some back that might have fallen out from blending. I'm going to take Thrash again on the same exact accent brush. I'm going to pack this on my inner corner. I'm going to get it as close to the inner corner as I can, and then just really pack on the product so it's nice and yellow there. And then same exact steps, I'm going to take a little bit of the glitter from Revolt on my finger, pack that over top, do my bottom mascara, and then you are already done. And then with the snap of my fingers, my foundation and brows are done. And I'm going to go into my lips. I'm going to take Anastasia Liquid Lips in Milkshake. Whenever I do really cool toned bright eyes, which is exactly what this is because there's so much bright blue, I like to do a slightly more, I guess, warm pink or red or coral type lip to go with it. And something that's light so that we don't have drama from the lips taking away from the drama of the eyes. And so Milkshake is perfect because it's light, it's still beautiful, it's a little bit edgy, and it's nice. So this is a liquid lipstick, so I don't need any lip liner or anything because it's going to stay put and it's not going to bleed. So I literally just fill in my entire lips with this color. Usually one dip of the brush into this is plenty for one coat of application to my lips. Even though it's so light, you only need one layer, which is really nice. And I just overline them slightly just on the Cupid's bow, and then that's it. I hope you enjoyed.